Hey guys, alright, so today as promised we are going to go over our breeding plans. We have 8 does bred. We use 3 different bucks, so I'm going to break them into categories by buck. We tried to do some AIs this year, but those AIs unfortunately did not take, so we used our 3 bucks that we own. Those are the only bucks that we use this year. You know, we learned a lot about the AI. I'm really hoping that next year we can try it again. Some big truck is backing up. I'm sure y'all can hear that in the background. But yeah, I'm really hoping next year we can try AI again and actually get it to take this time. We're also going to be bringing in another buck next year, hopefully, if it is born, along with some new does. But we're going to go over who we have bred now for our 2025 kidding season. Okay, so real quick, first of all, I'm going to go over Guy's breedings. So Guy's registered name is Blissberry SL Twisted Ambition. He was a star B buck, meaning that his dam and his sire both had their milk stars for production. And I'm going to go over his breedings first because we have actually sold Guy. We decided to sell Guy because we are going in a different direction as far as genetics go. Blissberry genetics, they tend to grow very slow. They tend not to mature completely until they are 3 or 4 or 5 sometimes. And it's not that we want our yearlings to look like 4-year-olds necessarily, but we do want them to at least be competitive in the show circuit. And for us, that just wasn't happening with our Blissberry does. So we are trying to bring in some different genetics that grow a little quicker, are a little bit more robust, and mix them in with our Blissberry genetics that we already have. And we're hoping that crossing the genetics will give us that Blissberry dairy feminine look that you'll see some of our girls have, but still have that nice deep body. Okay, so the first of Guy's breedings is June. Her registered name is BW Creek Hey June. She is a 1-star milker, meaning she earned her milk star, but she is the first in her line to do so. And she is also the first doe that we have bred ever, and the first doe that we had complete her championship. So she is a pending SGCH, which means she has both of her milk star and her 3 show wins. And now June is due February 16th. She's going to be a 6-year-old 5th freshener. And 5th freshener, that just means that she has kidded 5 times. Like I said, she is the first doe that we ever bred. She does not have fancy show lines, but she's still a pretty nice looking girl. Next up is Peggy. Peggy's registered name is 4-bar-E Peggy O'Malley. She will be a 2.5-year-old 2nd freshener when she freshens in March. She's due March 10th. Now this is Eileen's dam. Eileen is one of the juniors that we kept this year, and you'll see her in just a little while. Guy's last supposed breeding is Livy. Livy's registered name is BW Creek WTS Living on a Prayer. She is most likely due February 24th as an almost yearling. It will almost be her birthday. She was born on February 28th of this year. So when she kids, she will almost be a year old. Now, I say supposed, and I say she is due most likely the 24th because honestly, we never saw Livy get bred. We never saw her even in heat, but there were a few times when Guy escaped. Right before we sold him, he actually jumped the fence. So we are thinking that one of those times he bred her. Her ultrasound definitely shows that she is bred. So she is our little oopsie girl. We had planned on breeding her for sure, but we were planning on waiting just a little bit longer and let her grow just a little bit more. But she is just the right age to be bred, so I'm thinking she is going to be fine. We are just making sure that we feed her extra well the next few months. All right, so our next buck is this handsome boy here. This is McCoy. His registered name is 4-bar-E, a real McCoy. He is a yearling, and he is actually the half-brother to Peggy, our 2-year-old. They have the same dam, but they were born a year apart. All right, and this is one of McCoy's girls here. This is Cammie. Her registered name is Briarcrest BB Drama Girl, 3-star M. She is the 3rd consecutive doe in her line to earn her milk star. And she is due March 12th. She will be a 4-year-old 4th freshener. This is Dahlia's dam, which you'll see Dahlia in just a moment. Cammie is Dylan's doe. This is his showmanship doe that he works with. He shows her. She would much rather have him show her than me milk her. Everything that needs to be done with her, she'd rather Dylan do it. So this is his baby. Okay, so then here is Dahlia. Dahlia is Cammie's doe kid from last year. She is a yearling 1st freshener. She will be a 2-year-old when she freshens February 20th. We really like Dahlia because she is very pretty and feminine like her dam is, but she is a little bit deeper. She stands better on her feet, and she's a little wider than her dam was at that age, and she gets that from her sire, Ash. Ash was our first show line, but Dahlia always wins her age class in every show that we've shown her in. As a junior, she won reserve twice. So we are very hopeful that she will continue to mature and maybe win some shows and get some legs on her in the next year or two, because she really is a beautiful, beautiful doe. Okay, so our last buck that we used this year is Dodge. This is J&M Hideaway AB Bighorn. His registered name is from the Bighorn Mountains, which is the theme that his dam line uses in the J&M Hideaway herd. His dam is J&M Hideaway PR Absaroka. Absaroka is another mountain range, so he's just following that line. Abby is an elite doe, which means that she not only earned her milk star, but she performed exceptionally well as a milker. So she was put on the elite list as a 1st freshener, and she has remained on that list. Dodge's sire is Lakeshore Ace Bellagio. More than likely, if you're familiar with Nubian bloodlines and Nubian genetics, you have heard of Bellagio. If you have not, you probably have heard of his dam, which is Lakeshore Perfect Bellissima. She was the reserve champion in 2015. And Bellagio himself has been 2-time national premier sire at nationals. So we are very happy with the combination of genetics that Dodge has, having both udder genetics and show genetics behind him, in one of the top herds in the country. And we're very excited to see his first kids this year. All right, so this is Razzle. She is the first doe that Dodge bred this year. Her registered name is 4-bar-E-Z Razzle. She is due January 26th of 2025. She is going to be our first doe due. Razzle did a phenomenal job as a 1st freshener. She freshened with a tremendous udder, lots of capacity. In fact, she didn't even make enough milk for the capacity that she had. Her udder never quite filled. But she won reserve one time this year as a yearling milker under June. So June got the grand champion, and Razzle followed right behind her with reserve champion. So that was pretty neat for us. And this is going to be a line breeding on Bellagio. So we are really hoping to get that doeling to retain. All right, and then next on Dodge's list is Fancy. Her registered name is BW Creek FF Fashionably Late. She is also a yearling milker. She is due February 19th. So she's going to be a 2-year-old second freshener. And we are hoping that she freshens with twins this year and much better capacity in her udder. She only had a single buckling this year, so she did not freshen with a large udder at all. And that's what the judges said when she showed, is that she is a very nice looking yearling. She just needs more capacity. So we're hoping next year that will hopefully improve, because I really do love this doe. I love her udder attachments, her teat placement, and I think she could really have a bright future ahead of her. All right, and last but not least is Eileen. This is Peggy's doe kid from this year. She is a tremendous girl. She's already almost as big as her mom at only 8 months old. Her registered name is BW Creek FF Eileen O'Malley. So she and Fancy share the same sire, but different dams. So they're half-sisters. Eileen is due February 18th. She'll be a 1-year-old first freshener. She won 2 reserves this year. We tried really hard to get that junior leg on her. She stood at the top of her class in nearly every class that she was in. So we are very hopeful for her future as a yearling milker, and we might keep a doeling out of her as well. And honorable mention here, I'm just going to put her in here because she is still on our farm. This is, of course, Inslee's Showmanship Doe, Ginger Snap, our only La Mancha, which I say our, but it is completely her goat. So she will be staying dry for next year. She will be a dry yearling. Give Inslee as much of a chance as possible to practice with her as a dry doe before she has to deal with an udder too. Fun fact, Ginger's sister was 7th place in her class at Nationals this year. So we were very excited to see that. So no doubt about it, she has some very good genetics behind her. All right, guys, so that is our breeding plans. That is all of our does and bucks that we have used this year. I'm sorry that it took so long to get this out. I had to have Dylan's help, and the time that I can have Dylan's help is pretty limited now, so I do apologize for that. Hopefully the next few videos I'll be able to get out weekly. We'll just see how it goes. We're very excited to start kidding in late January of 2025. It's going to be a very exciting year for us. We have a lot of cool things coming up next year, so I'm very excited to see how it all goes. And if you guys would like to follow along with us and see what we get up to in 2025, please subscribe to our channel and like and comment on this one if you enjoyed it. Until next time, guys.